Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for our due diligence video on Walmart, where we'll try to answer the question, is Walmart, ticker symbol WMT, a good stock to buy now, or should we wait, or should we avoid it? And would it be good for a long-term investment, swing trade, etc.? So again, stick around towards at the end. We'll do our standard due diligence, and then we'll answer the question, is WMT Walmart a good stock to buy now? I'll also share with you some of my opinions, views, history, experience with Walmart to give you some additional perspective into the company. Again, in my opinions as to, is WMT Walmart a good stock to buy now for long-term investment, swing trade, etc. So stick around to the end for our conclusions and opinions on Walmart as a company, a stock, now and going into the future. So let's get started. This due diligence video was requested by a fellow BeachBum trader in our Discord. User 1337 Duncan requested this due diligence, and so in response to that, we're doing this due diligence video. Again, in response to our fellow BeachBum trader 1337 Duncan in our Discord. You can find an invite to our Discord in the description box below. If you would like to request that we perform this type of due diligence on any other company, stock, etc., you can post in our Discord. We now have a due diligence channel in our Discord where you can make such requests, and we will post responses also in the comments to this video in our Facebook group and or via our social media, links to which you can find all in the description box below. So again, we wanted to respond to our fellow BeachBum traders' request for this due diligence, and that's the source of this video. So we hope this helps. Okay, let's take a real quick look at Walmart's web pages. I'm on their standard homepage, walmart.com. I will leave the direct link to this in the description box below, but I'm sure you're probably all familiar with Walmart in general. We can see as of November 5th, the time of this due diligence video, we can see they're already focused on Black Friday deals. We can just see, a slew of deals focused on, vacuum cleaners, clothes, etc. So again, we'll talk at the end more about Walmart's inventory, some challenges, some opportunities, etc., headwinds, tailwinds, etc. But you can peruse this at your leisure, see what they're selling, what types of discounts they're offering, etc. But if you go to the bottom of their page, we can see kind of the layout of their main website. I'm going to focus on their company website just very briefly, but again, you can see some of the other aspects of their website, get a feel for it in the bottom links below. So if we jump over to their company website, we can see they have subsequent pages for investors, purpose, suppliers, careers, etc. See, they're again focused on the holidays, so you can visit their holiday hub. I just wanted to get a feel again for what are they focusing on. Again, it's very much the holidays. We're headed into Black Friday. I'll talk about again what Black Friday means to all the retailers, and in 2022, what can we expect in the fourth quarter, the holiday season for retailers. So we see some other links: working, racial equality, inclusion, privacy, security, etc. And then we see a focus on membership. So this is a relatively new thing with Walmart and a lot of these other companies. They want you to join a membership type of thing. We'll also talk about delivery. You see they're showing some, metaverse related opportunity and advancements, regenerative, going beyond sustainability, the pandemic, how they're responding. So that's still up there. And then you can see their social media presence, is pretty broad. I'm sure it's adequate. So, honestly, just quick perusal of this, I was a little disappointed in their company site. It's just links, couple graphics, etc. So I found that, and it wasn't easy to find, so I found that a little disappointing. But so hopefully that gives us kind of a general overview of Walmart. Again, I'm sure you're very familiar with them, and you can explore in more detail their websites at your leisure via the links in the description box below. Okay, let's start our standard due diligence on Walmart. Ticker symbol MWT and ChartMill. I'm on the profile for Walmart, WMT, and ChartMill, and I'll leave the direct link to the profile and ChartMill in the description box below. We can see overall, as of November 5th, their overall technical analysis rating is 4 out of 5, so it's pretty positive, but the current setup rating is only 1.5. We can see they're obviously consumer staples, food and staples is their sector. We see the fundamental analysis ratings. Overall is 2 out of 5. Valuation is 0 out of 5. Profitability is 3 out of 5. Growth 1.5 out of 5. Health 2.5 out of 5. And dividend 2 out of 5. And then we can see an overview of their chart here. We can see it looks like it's run pretty high. It's testing an upper resistance level, so it's been trending upwards. And again, we'll look at their chart in more detail in a minute. We see the current PE is 23, so again, a little high. Forward PE is 21. Their dividend yield is currently 1.64%, so pretty low in the current inflationary environment. See their overall shares, 2.7 billion. See their profile, and I'm sure you're all pretty familiar with Walmart. They're retail and wholesale in Bentonville, Arkansas. They have 2 million full-time employees. Sam's Club, again, I'm sure you're familiar with all this. They also have this neighborhood market, which is mostly a grocery. They have e-commerce. Again, we'll talk about their pivot, their focus on e-commerce. Sam's Club, cash and carry, e-commerce through walmart.com.mx, Flipkart. Okay, let's look at Walmart, ticker symbol WMT, stock chart in more detail in ChartMill. So if we look at the daily chart, again, this is as of November 5th, 2022. We can see it bounced off support back in June. It's been trending upward. It's adhering to that upward trend line pretty good. It's recently hit the upper trend line within this narrowing channel. It's above its moving average. It's 200-day moving average. So again, it's currently testing that upper trend line. It looks like it's encountering significant resistance there. May well bounce back down to the lower channel. Again, it's above its moving average, so it may go down to test that as well. So if we zoom out to the weekly, so we can see it broke above its 50-week moving average, so it's significantly higher off that. We see again it's adhering to that upward trend, that lower trend line of the upper trend, so it's trending upwards. We can see it took a major decline back in May of 22. We zoom further out to the monthly. So we see heavy resistance around 155. We see it, again, adhering to these trends, adhering to these moving averages. So those seem to be pretty reliable support and resistance levels. So again, we see, support level trending upward between 125 and 30. Right now, it's right in the middle of that monthly trend line. So again, If it continues to trend up, heavy resistance around 155. If it trends down, pretty good support between 125 and 130. And we'll see in the technical analysis tab what ChartMill thinks in terms of support resistance levels. So if we look at the technical analysis in ChartMill for Walmart, ticker symbol WMT, as of November 5th, 2022, we see it has a technical rating of 8 out of 10. Although WMT is only a medium performer in the overall market, the technical picture looks good in both medium and short-term time frames. We see long and short-term trends are both positive, currently showing a bull flag pattern where price pulled back slightly after a strong rise. May be a nice opportunity for an entry. Has average volume of 5.9 million. It's a good sign, as it's always nice to have a liquid stock. So here's their setup rating right now. Again, as November 5th, it's only a 3 out of 10. So it does not offer a high quality setup at the moment. Price movement has been a little bit too volatile. Probably be good to wait for consolidation first. So right now the setup's not great, but the technical analysis is very positive. They're saying the support range from 131 to 134.66, another from 128, another support about 125 from a horizontal line, and another support at 119. Got resistance ranging from 141.03 to 141.85. So yearly performance kind of average performer in their industry, currently trading in the middle of its 52-week range. So we can see short-term trends very positive, longer-term trends somewhat more negative. Moving averages positive for 100 days, negative for 200. So short and long-term trends are all positive. So again, technical analysis rating 4 out of 5, setup 1 out of 5. Most trends are positive, except very short term and very long term. See, it's got an ATR of 2.54. Volume, average volume 5.99 million. So let's look at the fundamental analysis tab in ChartMill for Walmart, ticker symbol WMT. Currently, as of November 5th, 2022, it shows a fundamental rating of only 4 out of 10. Against both the profitability and financial health of Walmart, gets a neutral evaluation, nothing too spectacular is happening here. Walmart is valued expensive. It does not seem to be growing. So fundamentally, again, below average, not real great. It's got a 4 out of 10 for dividend, health 5 out of 10, profitability 6, and growth only 3. So in more detail, we see profitability. They've got good return on assets, good return on equity, good Petrovsky F score, profit margin in line with the industry. So it's outperforming the industry on return on assets and return on equity, and in line in terms of profit margin. Valuation is 0, so right now with a PE ratio of 23, it's valued on the expensive side. Forward of 21 is rather expensive. Price to book's it's average. Price to earnings, Walmart's more expensive than its industry peers. PEG does not grow enough to justify the current PE ratio. Again, more expensive than the industry peers. Valued more expensive. So again, compared to the industry, it's currently very expensive. High PE right now. It doesn't justify that PE. So again, right now, Walmart stock is high, expensive. So growth rate's only a 3 out of 10. We see a negative growth in earnings per share, which is negative. Small growth. So again, poor growth projection going forward. And again, towards the end of the video, we'll talk about some of the potential reasons for that and maybe some things they might be able to do to turn that around. So we see the past EPS went negative over the past year. Next year is even worse. So near term, EPS is poor. Revenue is pretty stable. Revenue increases slightly next year, but then goes back to stable 3% So we see yearly revenue, a very slight increase going forward. EPS, again, looks like it's peaking in 22, declining in 23, and then returning to an upward trend after 23. So health, 5 out of 10. Debt to equity is good. Altman Z is good, positive. So no issues with liquidity, no risk of bankruptcy. Walmart's a huge company, a lot of cash flow. So they're financially healthy. Their current ratio says they have some issues with short-term obligations. Current ratio is worse than the industry. Again, it sounds like their short-term obligations are a little high right now. So again, their debt to equity is good, but there are issues with their short-term obligations and no long-term issues. Dividend only 4 out of 10. Paid a dividend per at least 10 years, so it's got a reliable track record of dividends. So it's obvious they're pretty committed to their dividend, but it's only 1.64%, which is pretty low given the current inflationary environment. Has limited annual growth rate. Pays out 44%. It's a bit on the high side, but may be sustainable. So it's paying less than the average for S&P 500, and again, it's not beating inflation, not currently beating treasury yields, etc. So it's not currently, with the point that it's expensive and not beating treasuries or inflation, is you wouldn't be buying Walmart for its current dividend right now. So its dividend yield is below average for the industry. It's grown slightly over the years. Yearly income, a little peaked in 17, came down, did well in 21, but then declined again in 22. So again, they pay 44% out in dividend and retain 56% in earnings. So again, the 1 year EPS is negative, 5 years positive. Current ratio is a little bit of an issue. Quick ratio, again, short-term obligations are a little bit of an issue. Good return on assets, good return on equity. The next ex-dividend date, as of the date of this recording, is December 8th. So let's look at the analyst ratings for Walmart, ticker symbol WMT in ChartMill. Right now, as of November 5th, 2022, it shows an 80% buy consensus. We see a mean price target of 155.47. It's only 10% above the current price. So we see currently at about 141. The median price is 158, 12% upside. Mean 155, 10% upside. The high is 178.50, only 26% upside, and the low is 131, so about 7% downside. So it's got 46 analysts, so it's well covered. The buy consensus was as similar, so it hasn't really changed. Again, it got good coverage. Got a maintained buy in October 18th. Got an overweight October. Hold the buy, overweight, etc. So the recent changes in analyst ratings have been positive. Currently, it's got 12 strong buys, 23 buys, 11 holds, no sells. And it looks like the buy ratings have been increasing. Some of the sells have been dropping off. So analysts are generally bullish. But again, right now, not a whole lot of upside in terms of the analyst ratings for Walmart. Okay, let's look at the ownership structure for Walmart, ticker symbol WMT and ChartMill. So on the ownership tab, we can see we've got about 26% institutional, 73% retail, public, and only less than 1% of insider, which I find a little surprising given that the Walton family, was the founders of Walmart. I would have thought that they would have continued to own more. So obviously they've sold out of their holdings primarily. So we see 2.7 billion in outstanding, 1.4 billion in float. So again, institution about 26%. We see a pretty significant institutional change, which is a little negative in terms of stability. So again, we see a decline in institutional ownership in Walmart, which again is a little bit of a negative. We see some insider sells in August, a significant sell. March, a significant sell, and then last December was a very significant sell. So we see a couple sales in October. So insiders are selling. So that's generally perceived. There's many reasons an insider may sell, but we're not seeing any insider buys. So that's lack of any positive catalyst there. Okay, let's do our due diligence on Walmart, ticker symbol WMT and Webull. So I've searched for WMT in the search bar in Webull on the online browser stock screen. Just find Walmart. Click on it. We can see I've zoomed out to a long-term 5-year chart, so we can see it was trending upward nicely. Hit a peak back in April of 2022, and then had a sharp decline in May of 2022. We'll see if we can find out the reason for that decline, and then it bounced back. You can see right now it's about 140, so it's kind of sitting in the middle of its recent, at a pivot point pretty much. We see we've got long-term resistance around 154. The next support low, we've got good support at 127 or so, and the next support level is about 111. So we see the recent news. Again, nice thing about Webull is in this lower pane, we have a bunch of additional information easily accessible. So we see very recently, today, they're warning retailers about distributing certain brands, unapproved, blah. So they're okay. So they're blocking Albertsons buyout. So inflation, send holiday sales to record. We'll talk about my opinions as to what we're looking for in terms of Walmart going into the holidays, going into a recession. So now if we focus on their financials, we can see graphs of their financials. So it looks kind of choppy. Looks like they missed estimates in Q1. Again, that may be a reason for that sharp decline back in May. Balance sheet, again, they're missing estimates. Again, that's negative. Could explain the decrease in share price. And those balance sheet estimates are declining some. Same thing with cash flow. Big miss in Q1. Looks like they met in Q2. But we see a decline in cash flow. Again, that's negative. Financial ratios, looks like they've been positive. Again, we saw their return on equity, return on assets is generally pretty good. Got their income statement, their net income, bottomed in Q1 or it's going to bottom in Q1 of 23, so that's pretty negative. And then looks like it's going to recover in Q2 of 23 upon current projections. Revenue, Q4 22 is very positive. Q3, sharp decline. Q2 recovery. Again, operating income, big decline in Q3 of 22, recovery in Q4, decline in Q1 of 23, and recovery of Q2 in 23. So a lot of chop in their results, which is going to contribute to a volatile stock price, right? Total assets, very stable. Total debt, pretty stable. Cash flow, so we see the sharp decline in Q1 of 23. Operating cash flow, it's pretty negative. A little bit of a bounce back in Q2. Investing, very negative going forward, so they're losing a lot of money going forward investing. Again, that's pretty negative. Financing improved, and then it looks like it's going to turn negative again. So a lot of negativity there. Analyst. Here, Webull showing 42 analysts with a buy rating. We got 26% strong buy, 50% buy, 23% holds, and no sells. We see right now, it's pretty high in terms of where it sits in the analyst rating. So right now it's at 140. The average analyst rating is about 153, high 170 and low 130. So from an analyst standpoint, it's got at least 10 downside and only 30 upside. Press releases, just standard SEC forums. Here's their dividend schedule. Looks like they pay quarterly about dividend. Looks like 8.11 was the last one. Looks pretty stable. Looks a slight increase from 54, 55, 56 cents. It is optionable. I'm sure the options are relatively highly liquid just from the volume, size of Walmart. So if you did want to hold Walmart long term, could generate some additional dividend for yourself by selling covered calls against your position. So that is an option to generate additional revenue on your position in Walmart. And again, you can get more detail and get access to their website, etc., in the briefs tab. So now if I just very quickly come back to the chart and we look at a shorter term, we can look at a 1 month chart. So we can see it bottomed at about 128, went up to about 143, 44. So it's kind of high. We zoom out to just a 1 year. Again, we see that steep drop on their earnings. See their quarterly dividend payouts. So this was their Q1 of 23 earnings. So we saw all their financials, the significant drop in their financials for their fiscal Q1 23. We see, it's a it recovered for a while till their next earnings and then dropped again. So we're seeing a little bit of a pattern here that it tends to be very volatile around their earnings and a big risk of a big drop on their earnings release. So short term, again, if you wanted to play Walmart, beware of their earnings dates, and you may not want to hold it through earnings due to the risk that they miss estimates, and we could see a pretty significant decline. So you see in between estimates, it has tended to go up. So after the estimates, after a drop, an irrational reaction on estimates, that may be an opportunity to get into Walmart at least till the next estimate earnings report, and then you might want to get out. So there is some opportunities for some short-term plays in Walmart. Listen to their earnings, see what the reaction is, play it to the next earnings. But longer term, it's expensive, it's high, etc. Their financial outlook isn't great, etc. So longer term, there isn't a whole lot of opportunity risk reward profiles, not that great from what we can see here. Just a quick reminder that as of the recording of this video on August 16th, Webull is currently offering up to 12 free stocks if you open and fund a new account in Webull. This is the most number of free stocks I've seen Webull offer. I don't know how long this offer will last, but if you're not already using Webull, here's an opportunity to get 12 free stocks. You can find our affiliate link to Webull in the description box below, on the About page on our YouTube channel, in the link section. Okay, let's also do our due diligence on Walmart, ticker symbol WMT and FinViz, and I'll leave the direct link to the profile for Walmart and FinViz in the description box below. right off the bat, we can see in their daily chart, there's heavy support around 120. We can see this upward trend. We see a precipitous drop back in May. We'll look at the news, the reasons for that. We saw in Webull, etc., that this was an earnings miss probably. And then we see its uptrend dropped again in August, probably another earnings miss. So again, but we can see this generally trending upward. It's running above its moving averages. It looks recently, this is as of November 5th, 2022, looks like it may have peaked and rolled over. So let's zoom out to the weekly chart quickly. So weekly, we can see it recently broke out of its 50-week moving average, ran up. Looks like it may have peaked, hit some resistance. We see this precipitous drop in May, and then a recovery. See another bottom off the longer-term 200-week moving average. So this bottom, this 117 or so level, looks like it's a pretty good support. Even going back here, 117 looks like it's pretty good support. Looks like a peak around 160, so you got 20 upside and 30 downside, 20 to 30 downside. So not a lot of risk reward opportunity there. If we zoom out to monthly, we see a long-term upward trend, and then this recent decline breaking down below its moving average, bouncing off its longer-term moving average, and still trending upward, but again pretty high. So again, not a lot of risk reward right now. If we look at some of the metrics, we see market cap 378 billion, income 14 billion, sales 588 billion, cash share 5.19, only a 1.6% dividend. It is optionable. Their debt showing a little red, so there's some issues with their debt. PE is pretty high, 28, forward 21, so it's expensive right now. See 2.7 billion shares outstanding, 1.4 in float, not a lot of short, target price about 152, so not a whole lot of upside again, and average volume of almost 7 million. So if we look at some of the news, promises 2022 Thanksgiving at 2021 prices, so price cuts. So that's going to be important. We'll talk about, again, our outlook both for this year, Q4, and going forward for Walmart and maybe some other retailers as well. They're hiring fewer workers. Again, that tells you something about the expected holiday season this year. So we don't see a whole lot of red or green on the news. They do obviously have a lot of news, so it moves pretty fast. Again, we're certain you're pretty familiar with Walmart in general. Walmart, Sam's Club, hypermarkets, supermarkets, supercenter, warehouse clubs, cash and carry stores, discount stores, membership only, warehouse clubs, an e-commerce site, walmart.com, walmart.com.mx, which I assume is Mexico.ca, flipkart.com, samsclub.com, mobile commerce apps, so grocery, alcohol, floral, health, beauty, etc., etc., over-the-counter drugs, optical and hearing services, gasoline stations, tobacco, home improvement, outdoor living. So again, very broad. They're competing with, pretty much everybody else. Consumer electronics, video games, fuel and financial services related products, money orders, prepaid cards, etc. Installment lending. It's got currently about 10,500 stores, e-commerce websites, under 46 banners in 24 countries. So again, extremely global. And it was founded in 1945 in Bentonville, Arkansas by the Walton family. So if we look at these financials, we can see the revenues increasing a bit, cost of revenues increasing a bit, gross profit increasing a little bit, EPS increasing a little bit, quarterly. Looks again in April, it was a little bit of a dip. Probably that's that drop in their share price. Cost increased significantly and is staying a little bit high. So yeah, we see that dip in EPS in April, and again that May earnings report probably explains this significant dip in the share price. We see insider sales, so quite a few. October, there's the president CEO, EVP, president CEO in September, president CEO in August. So generally, again, there's many reasons an insider may sell, but the lack of buys is just not a very positive outlook on the company. Okay, let's do our due diligence on Walmart, ticker symbol WMT and Seeking Alpha. I'll leave the direct link to the profile for Walmart and Seeking Alpha in the description box below. So if we just scroll down a little bit, we can see this. Here's their chart for the year. See this precipitous drop in May, and then somewhat of a recovery, but still, well below where it fell down from. See EPS 5.85, PE of 24, so pretty high. Here they're showing a dividend yield of about 1.6, very low short interest, market cap 382 billion, and a volume about 5 million. So if we quickly look at some of the analyst articles and some of the news, we see retail sales forecast to be solid despite inflation headwinds. Again, we'll talk about our opinions in those regards at the end of the video. Reach over 12 billion opioid settlements, so they had to pay out a bunch of money as part of settlement on opioids. They're trying to compete with Amazon, half off special on its subscription service. Again, we'll talk about our opinions in those regards in a few minutes. Why I take, okay, so one analyst has a long-term bullish. It's all about margins, high valuation for no growth and low dividend yield. Netflix expands merchandise deal into Walmart stores, so they're partnering with Netflix. A new streaming deal with Paramount. Bit pricey. Retail stores defy consumer spending worries and outperform. Kroger deal for Albertson has major implications, and we saw there's some legal blocking of that deal right now. So that is a potential catalyst you want to watch for. Does that deal go through, and how would that impact Walmart? So we see the ratings. Seeking Alpha authors have a buy, Wall Street buy, quant hold, valuation D+, very poor, growth D+, very poor, profitability A+. You see the profile for Walmart, also in Seeking Alpha, consumer staples, hypermarkets and supercenters. So if we look at the revenue growth, so slow growth projected going forward. Quarterly, pretty flat, dip in Q1 of 23. Again, choppy, pretty flat. Earnings per share on a quarterly basis looks like it's again choppy, pretty flat. Same going forward. Annually looks like it was improving up to January 22. A little dip in January 23. and kind of recovery in January of 24. And again, pretty choppy on a quarterly basis. So we see EPS year on year for 23 is negative, PE of 24, turns positive in 24, and then declines a little bit, but still positive in 25. PE remains pretty high. See sales improvement, low single digits. Valuation, again, PEs are all in the 20s, so kind of high. Gross only in the single digits. Negative levered free cash flow, so that's not good. Gross profit 25%, which it's decent for a retailer, but not great. So positive short-term momentum, negative longer-term momentum. It's got a 1.6% dividend yield. All very small growth. Next ex-dividend date is December 8th. Payout date on 1/3. Quarterly dividend. Again, market cap $382 billion. Total debt $67 billion. So it's got significant billion or significant debt. About $14 billion in cash. So plenty of cash. So that's not an issue. About 5 million in volume. Shares outstanding about 2.7 billion. Dividend growth history, slow growth. Ownership 32% institutional. Corporations, private corporations 47%. Retail about 19%. Again, peers, competition, Costco. I would BJ's. I would also throw Amazon in there. Short interest is very small. Beta is below 1, so it is positive, but it's going to move slower than the index. And Altman Z is positive and decent, so there's no insolvency, bankruptcy issues there. Revenue $588 billion. Gross profit $144 billion. Net income $13.9 billion. Total cash again $14 billion. Total debt $67. Debt to equity 78%. So it's it's a little high. They've got some debt. Cash flow $21 billion. From investing negative $17 billion. So their investing is hurting them. Levered free cash flow $301 million. And they've got positive free cash flow, so that's good. Long-term debt to equity, it's not too bad. So, given all of our due diligence, what's our conclusions, opinions, etc.? As is Walmart, ticker symbol WMT, a good stock to buy now? Well, before we answer those questions, I wanted to share with you some of my experience history with Walmart and the retail industry, some of my opinions, again, not financial advice, but just some of my opinions as to what the future of Walmart may be in the near term for fourth quarter 2022, going forward into 23, into the recession, and longer term, and maybe some opportunities for Walmart to turn around, return to growth, etc., going forward. So let me share those experiences, opinions with you first, and then we'll come back and we'll answer this question: is WMT Walmart a good stock to buy now? So first, some of you may already know, have heard that in one of my former lives, I used to be a consultant with EDS and IBM, and my industry specialty was retail. I've worked with a number of large retailers, both grocery and department store. I did not work directly with Walmart, but I worked for comparable department store companies. Also sizable grocery stores, and Walmart is in both of those segments. We also have a friend who is a longtime truck driver for Walmart. So again, although I'm not intimate inside of Walmart, we do have a view into the inside of Walmart. So having said all of that, also some additional experiences. I used to be a long time Sam's Club member back from the early 1990s, but am no longer and haven't been since the early 2000s. And one of the main reasons for that is Sam's Club used to be um, pretty good prices. The price was significantly discounted from Walmart and many of the other retailers. And when that stopped being the case, we quit paying for a membership at Sam's Club. Also, they don't deliver, and it's not very convenient in our area to go to a Sam's Club. So, we're not terribly interested in Sam's Club. You can get the same products, they're a great value brand in a Walmart. Also, I've been to their marketplace stores, etc., their super centers, and again, I can go into more detail and experience in those areas. So they're so diverse, etc. Another thing, well, the truck driver that we knew, one of the main points is Walmart has probably the largest private trucking fleet worldwide, and I think that's a strength, a major opportunity. Their logistics, their distribution centers, their trucking, etc. I think is a strength, and again, going forward, I think that's something that Walmart could and should leverage to their benefit to find additional areas of growth. So there's an opportunity for Walmart to leverage their trucking, their fleet, and their logistics, their distribution centers, etc., as well as their real estate. They have very large footprints. They're anchor stores in many of these strip malls, etc. They have tons of real estate. Now, in my humble opinion, even though they're doing some of this store-in-store stuff, they've got McDonald's, they've got barbers. I think I've seen dental shops. I think they've got H&R Blocks in their super centers. Again, one of their strengths, again, is the amount of real estate they have. Again, an issue in my humble opinion. I don't think they're using their real estate, their retail space efficiently. They've got too much inventory, too many cashiers, etc. I know they're trying to convert their cashiers to self-service. I've been through their self-service. It was not terribly a positive experience, and consequently, I ended up going to the cashier run lanes because it just was frustrating to try to use their self-service. So again, Walmart's got a lot of challenges. Also, they're trying to compete with Amazon. They're trying to do e-commerce. They came in late in the game. They bought, I think, JD.com. They're trying to do that. I don't think we've ever bought anything online with Walmart, and we are Prime members. We buy tons of stuff through Prime. Also, recently, we started getting our groceries delivered by Kroger. And we're got a subscription to their delivery service, and that's great. The prices are cheaper than Publix, and I've got a Publix within about a half mile of me, but the prices are cheaper and they deliver. And we used to use Instacart and Publix to deliver, and we don't anymore. We get delivery from Kroger. So again, Walmart's got a lot of competitive threats. Amazon from the online e-commerce, Kroger from grocery. Also, Amazon's got their uh, health grocery store. And so a lot of competition, and we're seeing that they're suffering, they're losing market share, etc. Their earnings declining, etc. So again, a lot of threats they need to overcome. They're trying to do delivery, trying to get a membership delivery service going. They've got great distribution and logistics, but again, I don't think we've ever had anything ever delivered from Walmart, and their stores are not terribly convenient to us. So they have opportunities, again, to leverage their logistics and retail space more efficiently, more profitably. We'll have to listen to see if they come around to that realization, if they realize their core competence is their logistics and their retail space and their supply chain connections, etc., and be able to leverage those for additional growth and profitability. So I'll stop there with history and headwinds, and except to say, going into the recession, they will probably gain some market share, some benefit from the higher end retailers. I think people will trade down from higher end retailers in both grocery, apparel, etc., and will trade down to Walmart. They'll also trade down to the dollar stores. So going into the recession, Walmart may actually be a little bit of a beneficiary from that recession. But again, supply chain issues, inflation is going to be a headwind. The strength of the dollar is a potential headwind because a vast majority of Walmart products come from China. Or externally. So that's another issue to watch with Walmart is global supply chain. They're vulnerable to that. They're vulnerable to the strong dollar. Again, a lot of risk factors. So let me know what you think of all of this. Do you agree with this assessment, future outlook, potential opportunities for Walmart? Let us know in the comments below, in our free Discord, in our Facebook group, via social media, etc. Let us know your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think Walmart's a good stock to buy now? Why or why not? Short term, long term, or not at all? So I'll give you again my opinion after all of our due diligence and given all my experience, etc. Again, there isn't a good reason to buy Walmart right now, in my opinion, or hold it in general long term. They only pay a 1.6% dividend, not beating treasury yields, not beating inflation. Growth is slow. Again, I see no reason in terms of any kind of long-term investment to buy Walmart WMT right now. Now, if you did want to swing trade or scalp or shorter term trade Walmart, we did see that there's this opportunity that they have a tendency to miss on earnings and drop precipitously and then climb into the next earnings and then pop and then drop after earnings and climb back up. So it looks like, between earnings reports, if they do have an irrational reaction to earnings, and in reality it's not as bad as the stock price reacts, there could be an opportunity for a shorter term scalp or a swing into the next earnings. Now, again, holding it through these earnings reports may be a significant risk because if they miss, you can see it has a tendency to drop and can drop pretty quickly. So again, I see no reason to hold them through earnings, but you can listen to their earnings reports. If you get one of these irrational drops, there's an opportunity for a shorter term, 3-month swing. So that's where I see potential opportunity for trading Walmart. But otherwise, unless they can more efficiently leverage their logistics, their retail, delivery, etc., to become more profitable, I see again no reason that I would consider Walmart WMT a good stock to buy now. So again, what do you think? Put your comments in the comments below. Join us in our free Discord. Let us know what you think of Walmart. We can discuss it. Also in our Facebook group, via social media, etc. So let me know what you think of all of this. Do you think Walmart's a good stock to buy now? Why or why not? What do you think of our due diligence on Walmart, our evaluation, our assessment of their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, headwinds, tailwinds, going into a recession, etc. So we hope this all helps. Good luck and have a great trading day. The content of this video was produced by BeachBum Trading. We hope you will choose to also join us in the BeachBum Trading community and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us at our homepage at beachbumtrading.com, the bum without the U. Similarly on Twitter, BeachBum Trading, bum without the U. On Facebook and in our BeachBum Trading Facebook group. Please follow us on Pinterest and on Instagram. All of the links to our social media sites will be included in the description box below, and we hope you will choose to subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Thank you. We also cordially want to invite you to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server. where we can have discussions on all topics related to trading, success in trading, investing, etc. You can see alerts when we make trades, changes to our watch lists, etc. So again, please join us in the new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server. You should be able to find a link in the description box below. You could also find a link in the social media category on our web page, beachbumtrading.com, without the bum without the U, and also in the link section on the About page of our YouTube channel, etc. So again, we look forward to seeing you in the BeachBum Trading Community Discord server soon. Wave and say hello. BeachBum Trading also now has a site on Patreon. If you are willing and able to help support our efforts to produce all the content and help you achieve the financial freedom you want and deserve to be able to live the BeachBum lifestyle or any other kind of lifestyle you would like, and you're willing and able to help support our efforts in these regards, we hope you'll choose to visit our Patreon page. You can get access to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, which is currently under construction, but you will get access to the Discord server by supporting us through Patreon. Again, this is all currently under construction, but you can see we just have the default levels, membership levels, but again, each level allows support, allows access to our Discord. We're also posting our trade positions initially in our Discord, and again, we greatly appreciate any support that you're willing and able to provide. So thank you for your consideration. Thank you again for watching our video. We hope that you liked it. If so, please smash the like button, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Please share this video with your fellow traders and friends. And please give us your feedback and any recommendations for improvement in the comments section below. And let us know what else we can do to help you in your trading career. Thank you again, good luck, and have a great trading day. If you like this video, we hope you will choose to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the box in the upper left hand corner. You can watch another video like this by clicking on the box in the lower right hand corner, and we have a whole playlist of videos like this that you can access via the box in the upper right hand corner. Our latest video is available in the box in the lower left hand corner. We hope you like this and have a great day.